Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is GT Reaction TV. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. But guys, today's reaction video, we're gonna be reacting to when beach outing gone wrong. Yes, guys, when beach outing gone wrong. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video.
Number 11. Incident at Saint Martin. In July of 2017, a woman died on the Caribbean island of Saint Martin after the jet blast of a low-flying plane knocked her to the ground. The unnamed 57-year-old, reported as a tourist from New Zealand, had joined other beachgoers in watching planes at the beachside Princess Juliana International Airport. Even though there were signs put in place warning them about the dangers, tourists regularly climbed onto rocks to watch the aircrafts as they came in or departed. The woman was holding onto a fence and observing a Boeing 737 as it was taking off. The powerful jet blast knocked the beachgoer off her feet and threw her onto the concrete. As she fell, the woman hit her head and suffered severe trauma. She later succumbed to her injuries in a local hospital. In the incident's aftermath, authorities from the Dutch territory re-emphasized the dangers of approaching the low-flying planes.
Yo, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna even lie. I went to Saint Martin one time. I wanted to experience that, but it was too scary, bro. It was way too scary. I don't want to be no part of that jet blast. That jet blast could actually send you like 20 to 50 feet away from, that jet blast is real, guys. I want no parts of that jet blast.
While the New Zealand woman was the first recorded fatality, dozens had been.
And you know what's crazy? Saint Martin, like, a lot of people go to Saint Martin to experience this. This is not like a tourist. This is like a tourist attraction for them, and it's crazy.
Injured in recent years by the jet blast. Number 10. David Frazier. In June of 2014, Virginia man David Frazier had dug 2 holes at a North Carolina beach, which he then tried to connect with a tunnel. Yet by the time he started to make his way through the wall adjacent to each of the 6-foot deep holes, the sand had dried. The tunnel collapsed on him, and Frazier was buried in the sand for 10 to 15 minutes. The man was unresponsive when the emergency services reached him, and he was pronounced dead at the scene, according to a spokesperson for the National Park Service. It had been over a decade since someone had suffocated in collapsed sand in the area. In the incident's aftermath, beachgoers were advised to dig holes that were only knee-deep. Sand is highly unpredictable and may rapidly cave in, which is
6 feet deep, bro. Like 6 feet deep sand, 6 feet deep, and
why a general rule is that no group should build a hole deeper than its smallest member. The authorities added that those built by using a shovel would most likely end up being too deep to be safe. Number 9. Incident at Noirmoutier Island. In August of 2018, a 21-year-old man was visiting his grandparents in the Bay of Biscay on France's Atlantic coast. While there, he went to a beach on Noirmoutier Island. It was during the afternoon that, at the high tide line, the unnamed man dug a massive hole. It's believed that he was inside it, still digging, and failed to notice the tide coming in. He was suddenly swamped by a thick mixture of sand and water, unable to crawl out of the pit he dug. A family member reportedly struggled in vain to pull him to safety. Staff from water rescue centers arrived at the scene, but they too were unable to help the beachgoer. His lifeless body was recovered 3 hours later.
Yo, what is wrong with people digging a hole at the beach? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And so deep. Like, come on.
Number 8. Omi Irizarry. In July of 2014, a man was killed and his young daughter was severely injured after a plane struck them while making an emergency landing on a Florida beach. 36-year-old Omi Irizarry and his daughter Oceana, aged 9, were walking along the beach in Sarasota County. The small aircraft lost power in flight and was forced to make a crash landing on the hard-packed sand near the water's edge. Both the pilot and the plane's single passenger were unharmed. Irizarry was hit and died on impact, while Oceana was airlifted to a children's hospital in critical condition. The accident had been so brutal that another beachgoer who witnessed it had to be taken to the hospital with stress-induced cardiac issues.
Damn.
Number 7. Trevor Brown. In the summer of 2016, Oklahoma teenager Trevor Brown was visiting Florida with a few of his friends. The group went to a beach at St. Andrews Park, where they created a 20-foot wide tunnel that was in the shape of a W. The group had reportedly been digging against a steep and unstable sand ledge. While Brown was inside the tunnel, its walls collapsed, and the 17-year-old was trapped inside. The inundating sand had overwhelmed Brown to the point that he was unable to move. According to other beachgoers, only the teenager's feet were sticking out. Rescue workers were called to the scene and started digging him out with shovels while using wooden barriers to keep more sand from cascading into the hole. After Brown was freed from the tunnel, he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. A few days later, the teenager's parents made the difficult decision of removing him from life support. Number 6. Julie Dimperio Hollowak. While swimming off Bailey Island in Maine, a woman became the victim of a rare shark attack. It's believed that the predatory fish, later identified as a great white, had confused 63-year-old Julie Dimperio Hollowak for a seal because of her darkly colored wetsuit. The shark viciously bit into her body, then swam away. 2 kayakers helped the woman get back to shore, and an ambulance provided further assistance. Unfortunately, the woman's injuries proved too severe, as she'd lost a massive amount of blood. Revival attempts were unsuccessful, and Hollowak was declared dead at the scene. According to a marine wildlife expert, Hollowak was the first person on record to have been killed in an unprovoked shark attack in Maine.
Wow.
Number 5. Lee Goggin.
Yo guys, comment down below if you have an experience or almost or near-death experience with a shark. I haven't. I don't go nowhere around no shark or none of that, so I never have. But comment down below if you have had a near-death experience with a shark.
When your BFF needs your notes ASAP, get a clean copy with the Google app for iPhone. Just open your camera.
In January of 2018, Texas man Lee Goggin was passing through St. Augustine, Florida, when he and his family stopped at Crescent Beach. The father of 3 and his wife had decided to make the stop in order to allow their children to burn off some energy. While there, Goggin built a tunnel that collapsed and buried him alive. While trapped under the massive sand, the 35-year-old suffered a heart attack. Emergency services had to remove roughly 3 feet of sand before they could retrieve Goggin. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition and spent 2 days in a medically induced coma. Unfortunately, Goggin wouldn't recover and died in the hospital. His passing left his family in a particularly difficult financial situation, and a fundraising page was set up in their name. The man reportedly hadn't qualified for life insurance because, in 2014, he'd received a kidney transplant from his brother. Number 4. Carol Aguirre. In September of 2020, Carol Aguirre was lying on a beach in Oceanside, San Diego, when she suffered a gruesome accident. There was heavy machinery on the beach at the time, as working crews were finishing up a dredging project at Oceanside Harbor. Tractors were used to transport pipes to an equipment area so that they could ultimately be hauled away. Aguirre had been lying on the beach, fully clothed, for over an hour, and presumably had fallen asleep. She didn't hear a tractor approaching, and the operator didn't see her. The 68-year-old woman was run over by the 50,000-pound machine and suffered fatal injuries. A local surfer reported seeing her crumbled up on the beach as he came out of the water. According to Oceanside police, there was no indication that drugs or alcohol had contributed to the tragic accident. Number 3. Ashley O'Connor. On July the 31st of 2017, Ashley O'Connor was visiting a beach in Ocean City, Maryland, when she suffered a fatal accident. The 30-year-old Texas woman was vacationing with her parents, but they become separated at around 2 a.m. A few hours later, O'Connor's lifeless body was found buried in a hole on the beach, with only a portion of her arm showing. It was determined that she'd been asphyxiated after the sand had rapidly caved in. The authorities started an investigation to determine why a hole of that size had been present on the beach, as well as if O'Connor had fallen inside or climbed in of her own accord. In the incident's aftermath, O'Connor's family sued the town of Ocean City, alleging that its negligence had led to the woman's death. According to the lawsuit, the beach tractor operators, who were responsible for filling the hole, had failed to check if anyone was inside. In doing so, they'd buried O'Connor, which presumably had caused her to suffocate. Today's topic was requested by Luis Rodriguez. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Mauled by great white. In early December of 2020, an unnamed surfer was viciously mauled by a great white shark in the waters of Kangaroo Island off the coast of Adelaide, Australia. He was sitting on his board when he felt the shark charging him from the left side. The 29-year-old man told a media outlet that it felt like being hit by a truck. The beast bit him in the back, legs, backside, and elbow before swimming away. Their injuries would later be described as catastrophic by a paramedic. In spite of the damage he'd sustained, the victim managed to swim back to shore and then walk an additional 300 yards before finding help. According to the latest reports on his case, the man was heading towards a full recovery.
Before we move on, official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. It's out of this world.
Number 1. Adam J. Pye. In August of 2016, Adam J. Pye drowned in a pit of sand at Francis Beach in Half Moon Bay, California. The 26-year-old was visiting the beach with family friends and had settled on a spot near the RV park. Pye and a young woman had reportedly spent hours digging 2 massive diagonal holes. At 10 feet, they were nearly twice as deep as Pye was tall. The man then tried to create a tunnel that would have connected the 2 holes. Unfortunately, the sand collapsed on top of him. Other beachgoers grouped together and rushed to save the young man. They started desperately digging with their bare hands. The rescuers had managed to dig through about 4 feet of sand, enough to reach the top of the man's head. However, sand kept collapsing back into the hole. They took metal signs from the beach to act as barriers, but it was to no avail. Firefighters arrived at the site and laid a ladder horizontally over the hole. After digging for over half an hour, they were able to pull Pye out. The rescuers found that he'd been buried inside standing up straight, with his arms to his sides. He was placed on advanced support for an hour, but ultimately succumbed to his injuries, with the cause of death listed as suffocation. Thanks for watching. If there was $1 million treasure in great white...
Yo, guys, the message from this video today is when you go to a beach, do not dig holes at the beach, especially with sand. Do not dig a hole in the sand and get inside, because you don't know when that high tide hits, when you get a wave and all that water rush in, yo, that sand is gonna cave in, bro. You do not know when that sand is gonna cave in. So don't dig a hole in the sand and expect you to be safe. You're putting yourself in jeopardy, putting your life at jeopardy. So do not, please guys, do not do that at all. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. This video was a lit video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, share this video. Guys, let's run this video up. Let's get this video to 2,000 likes, man. Let's run this video up. Let's enjoy. Let's join the movement, guys. If you're viewing this video for the first time, just hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share this video with all your friends and family. Share this video with everyone. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next lit video. Peace.
Grateful for the liquor in me, hustle for me one